Oh, well, today is your day for a miracle. 14 years later, part two. I'm Bishop Greg Davis, and I like old school church, and we're going there tonight. But I want to remind you, 14 years later, I want to decree and declare, Steph, today is your day for a miracle. Oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Come on, say it. Miracle, miracle, right now. Let's go. Got a feeling everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, most people, when I was pastoring in various churches, my kids used to laugh because they said, "Daddy can't sing." I really can't sing. I call it church singing, preacher singing. Before the preacher gets up, he sings. And my grandfather, Pastor Ananias Davis, he would always sing the Amazing Grace, and he would just hum it, but he would just like destroy the church. So I really have a preacher singing voice. I don't sing like outside of the pulpit. I'm just not like a singer. But so yeah, I use it more so to kind of ease my nerves. I'll sing, but I'm not a singer. I'm not like Marvin Sapp, my brother. I'm not like William Murphy, my brother. I'm not a singer like that. But I like to change the atmosphere. I let the praise team do all that CCM stuff, and I let them do all the Fred Hammond and of course Israel and Ty Tribbett and all that. And then I want to remind everybody that good old church is still good to do. And so my influence, oh my God, so many. Of course, in 1977, I met a lady by the name of Lucille Lemon in Detroit, Michigan. Those of you not in Detroit, they called her Girlie. She could direct. I was probably 17 years old. And that's how I met my best friend, Keith Pinkins, Butch. And so she took me to the Gospel Music Workshop of America. We traveled all over the country. Her hip was broke, and I actually got shot as a teenager. And so I would direct with one hand, and she would direct in the wheelchair. And so God still used us. She took me to Gospel Music Workshop. The Reverend James Cleveland influence. Now he was like me. Reverend James Cleveland didn't have the best of voice, but that growling voice like that, Master, and people would just, you could hear it on the CD. And he always had Keith Pringle, like I got the guy on my CD, he take it, that's, yeah. And so it was James Cleveland, St. James on Sunday night. When I rose up early this morning, I didn't have Reverend Charles Nix, Donald Vales, the storm is passing. All those people influenced the Craig brothers, they were battling with each other. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. No. The Craig brothers. These people were y'all ain't gonna know the O'Neill twins, all these old guys were great influences on who I am and what I sing. All the old songs, the hymns, on the road. I just love being on the road as an evangelist because I can go back and do all that stuff and a little bit of all those people, Keith Pringle, even the quartet singers. So I am the sum total of all those giants that I'm standing on their shoulders. So that's who influenced me, all those and more. Well, those guys like Israel and Fred Hammond, Ty Tribbett now, and JJ and all those guys. There is a gap right now. The traditional sound always still have been there, but as we're going through transition now in the church period, we went through musical transition. G. Patterson, great influence on traditional gospel music. He did 3 or 4 volumes of songs. He just went down memory lane. Ronald Brown, enjoying Jesus, hallelujah. I'm not down by the way. There's a storm out on the ocean. Those guys are gone. They're resting. They're asleep. And so I said, man, there's a gap, and we got to keep this going. We got to perpetuate gospel music. You got people like Professor Deborah Pollard, who's in Detroit, who has her doctorate, and she's a professor in gospel music. And so we just want to keep that going. Even though I can't sing and all that, I know these old songs. So I want to put them so that they could be memorialized in now. We used to say wax, but now it's in the digital space. See, the generals are going to sleep. You know, people call me a general. I don't want them to call me a general too fast because, you know, then it means I'd be slipping away now. So I do feel like I need to step in that space and keep gospel music, the church. Everybody I've sent it to, you know, Jonathan Nelson, Rashawn Mitchell, you know, people that are posting on social media, they're putting fire next to it saying churchy. And you know, that's not a bad thing. Because we still, you follow all them artists, even Charlie Wilson, my favorite, by the way, he does a gospel set. You know, that's where he come from. So if they're all doing church still, you go to Anthony Hamilton's concert, Patti LaBelle, Anthony Hamilton running down the aisle with a tambourine doing a gospel set. And the church is trying to get away from what everybody else is trying to do. Fantasia, she up there. I swear she's speaking in tongues. Fantasia is up there doing her thing, and the church is trying to do what they're doing. So somebody has to, you know, JJ has a song that's real churchy too at the same time. So I think God is collectively speaking to us to say, keep the fire going. And people are loving it. So here's the funny thing: the younger crowd that are hearing the new single that I'm they love it, but I say that it don't. I say to the younger musicians and artists, it don't have to be either or. It can be both and. Fred Hammond, Jesus be a fence. That's an old song that we sung in my grandfather's church. Do it. You can spice it up. You don't have to do what I'm doing. But, you know, take some of the old stuff and just redo it. Maybe start off like he did, Jesus be a fence all around me every day. And then he spiced it up at the end. Perpetuate our music and our sound, because eventually what you're doing now, somebody younger is going to come along and say, your stuff is old now. And so, yeah, just embrace both, not either or. A well-balanced church service is one that has everything in it. CCM, contemporary, traditional gospel, choir singing, praise team. That's a good mix.
Craig, let's go to church. Oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Come on, say it. Miracle, miracle, right I decree and declare. Dr. D.K. Craig used to say, when I was a young man, if you hold out and hang in there, I got a feeling in the midst of everything you're going through, that everything, help is on the way. If you hang in there and hold out, it's gonna be all right, babies. It's gonna open the window. Bring the shades up. Let the light in. It's gonna be all right. Shatayanamase. Open up the window. You coming out of depression. You coming out of stagnation. You coming out of a bad marriage. You coming out of loneliness.
Everybody's been asking me, what is that you've been wearing? I've been seeing all of these hoodies that say, go with God. If it was ever a time we ever needed to go with God, it is now. So I want you to get my new line of hoodies and t-shirts, that wherever you go, you'll be taking the message, telling people, go with God. It is a blessing to speak over people's lives as you see them go with God, no matter where they go. I want you to do this, go with God. Go to my website, GregDavisShow.com. Go with God.
Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Stretch and say, Lord, Pastor Dana, I need a miracle. Say it for me. Miracle, miracle. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Miracle revival. Come on, Craig, let's go to church. Oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Come on, say it. Miracle, miracle, right now. Oh, church, we need revival.
So 14 years ago, during one of our 7 Days of Glory conferences that I used to have in Wilmington, Delaware, I told Elder Daniels and T and the musical staff, I'm like, I want to open this up with a recording. We had no money like that. I mean, it's all right, but we put it together. That was the days where you had a truck come in and all that stuff. And we did it. The sound was nothing like now. Kudos to Elder Daniels and T. But it was nothing like, it was old school church, Jesus, I'll never forget what you done for me. Never forget Stephanie Pride and I believe Elder Daniels. We went to Gospel Music Workshop. And in those days, the announcers sat around and they listened to your stuff, whether they were going to play it or not. I had to leave before it got to our presentation. And man, they played that CD to the announcers. Those are the radio announcers that play your stuff. And I called back when I landed. It's like, Bishop, they still in there shouting. Listen, I'm like, shouting off for what? Shouting off your single. It's a medley. She's now get what you done. Oh, when the saints go marching. And I was like, they doing what? Man, that little medley, they still playing it. So it was called Today Is Your Day for a Miracle, Volume 1. And then the single was a church medley. Grew up at the Welcome Baptist Church. That's how I started. And my grandfather led me. One thing, he made a mistake. I would go around so it had an influence. The stuff that I sang was because of the influence that I talked about. And so that was Volume 1. It was some declaring and decreeing in there and boom, boom, boom. So that was Volume 1. So the new project, as y'all heard, the first single. The CD, the whole CD will be out on Good Friday. The whole CD is about 10, 12 songs going down memory lane, man. Get ready to work on volume 3. Craig don't know it. That's the producer, my son. And so, yeah, 14 years later, we got Today Is Your Day for a Miracle, volume 2. It was done at Triumph Church, my pastor, Solomon Kellogg Jr., and we recreated the look of volume 1, except the auditorium really looks like the auditorium that was in the picture that my first graphic artist did. We were just talking about it, Levon Lewis. And so it has these chairs and empty seats, and it has that background. And we recreated it through the big LED screen, and the chairs are actually there. So not only did we recreate the look, we recreated the sound. So the CD is coming out, but the single, we chose Lord, I Need a Miracle right now. How timely that is. After 4 years of what we just been through. Lord, no, we needed a miracle. We got a new president. I pray that that's the miracle. But you have all these thousands of people that have died. Thousands of people that have died from COVID. You go to your dinner table now and it's empty of people that used to sit around the table. Lord, I need a miracle right now. People have lost their jobs. Lord, I need a miracle right now. People have lost loved ones that committed suicide because they can't take it. One man jumped out the window because he couldn't, and early in COVID, because he was very rich, very influential, because he couldn't go out and touch people. Lord, I need a miracle right now. And some of you are listening to me and watching me right now, and this song touches your very core, the very essence of where you are right now. I had to speak to myself in the house because I live alone, and I'm taping TV, and I'm doing TV, and I'm doing this and doing that, writing a book and all that. And I had to, the Spirit kept speaking to me and said, you ain't gonna die in this. You ain't gonna die. You got something to do. Lo and behold, I didn't know that I'd be writing a book through this and recording this CD and this single. Because there were some days I said, Lord, I need a miracle right now. Solomon Burke put this out years ago, and me and my son, Craig, used to do this on the road. And he mentioned T2, because he'll get upset, my other son. We do this song on the road, and I just do, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Miracle, miracle, right now. And then I just start talking about something else, and then I say, miracle, miracle, right now. And I'm like, we do this all over the country. And it came to my spirit, in my spirit, last year, that this is the song. There's nothing like, Napoleon Hill said, an idea whose time has come. Been singing that song for years. But the right time for this song to impact America and the world. Lord, I need a miracle right now. From a man that can't sing, that's my kids say, Micah and all that. From a man who was raised by a prostitute, and my grandparents raised me from 9 years up, a pastor. That's how I got the little Lord. Lord, I need a miracle. I need to keep my mind. I need you. What is a miracle? When God puts his super on your natural, giving you supernatural ability to do what you couldn't do until God put his super on your natural. A miracle is when God steps in the human affairs of a man or a woman. When the doctor walks away and says, cancer, can't do nothing else. And God walks in. When the bank say, you ain't got no money, it's zero. And God sent somebody by and said, I was just thinking about you. Lord, I need a miracle. And I need it right now. So listen, I want all of you to download the CD. Download the single. I need all of y'all to download the single. Go to all the digital outlets. Lord, I need a miracle right now. I also need you to go to YouTube. You can watch the video over and over and over and over again. Just by going to YouTube, Bishop Greg Davis. Lord, I need a miracle right now. There's some of you that are watching this right now. You know, what you play in your home and in your psyche, that's what happens. So I want you to listen to the song all over again. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Miracle. I'm not going to lie to you. I be in the house singing my own song. It's gotten in my psyche. Let this song bless you. Let this song minister to you. And I pray that God gives you a miracle. Go download it on all platforms. Share it with everybody. Share it with somebody else that you know need a miracle. Play it in the hospital. Doctors, first responders. Let this be our anthem. That, Lord, I need a miracle. And Lord, I need it. I need it right now. Go with God, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support.
Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Stretch and say, Lord, Pastor Dana, I need a miracle. Say it for me. Miracle, miracle. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Miracle revival. Come on, Craig, let's go to church. Oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Come on, say it. Miracle, miracle, right now. Oh, church, we need revival. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Stretch and say, Lord, Pastor Dana, I need a miracle. Say it for me. Miracle, miracle. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Lord, we need revival. Miracle revival. Come on, Craig, let's go to church. Oh, Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Lord, I need a miracle. Come on, say it. Miracle, miracle, right now. Oh, church, we need revival. Church, we need revival. Church, we need revival. Miracle, miracle revival. Right now. Miracle revival. Right now. Healing, healing. Right now. a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Bring it down, bring it down. Oh, oh, oh.